Greetings from around the world. My name is Tom, and welcome to the Fetish Traveller. This podcast is all about us sitting down with key figureheads of fetish communities around Europe and the rest of the world. We're going to be learning more about their history, what's going on at this current point in time, and what the future could hold. So, sit back with a drink of your choice and enjoy the podcast. We are incredibly proud to have Leathermen Travel support us on this podcast journey. You're planning a future leathery trip? Don't worry, Leathermen Travel have got your back. Visit their website to learn more about leather and fetish events, clubs and weekends happening around the globe. So here we are, it's episode 4 already. I really feel like we're starting to rack up the episodes in the collection here. So in this episode, we're going to be focusing on Spain, and our special guest is none other than Rafa, aka Ralph to most of us. Now, Ralph is well known for being Mr. Leather Spain in 2017 and now helping look after the Leathermen Club of Spain. We're going to be talking about what the Spanish leather and fetish scene currently has to offer, how big the Spanish cities have helped build new fetish folk, build up their confidence in wearing their gear, and the importance of giving back to the community. Enjoy the episode. So, Ralph, welcome to episode 4 of the podcast. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you, Tom. It's a pleasure for me to be interviewed with you, and I hope we're going to have a nice interview.
Yeah, we're going to have a good conversation talking about for me, I'm so sorry to say this, Ralph, but my history and knowledge of Spain as a leather and fetish community is really bad. So and given that Spanish is such a popular language, I do feel ashamed that I don't know enough. So I'm really excited to have a good conversation talking about the history, what's going on in Spain at the moment. Firstly, Ralph, you've just finished a weekend in Barcelona, right? How did that go?
Well, I finished my weekend in Madrid on
Lots of traveling
on,
then.
on Saturday. Before I'd be in Barcelona with Mr. Leather Spain 24.
Mm-hmm.
And with a member of the Bureau of the Leathermen Club of Spain.
Mm-hmm.
He lives in Barcelona too. And we fly to Barcelona for support. A meeting is called Montera Leather. It's a small event. Start last year.
Oh, wow.
And last year I tried to go, but I can go, and I say I must go this year, just to know what is, no?
Yeah.
And we fly on Friday. Yes, will be Friday in Barcelona. We visit our sponsor of Mr. Leather Spain, like Boxer or the Daco. And after we go to the Montera Leathers event. It's really nice. We start with exhibition of paints for a Spanish painter, fetish paints.
Oh, wow.
Really nice at Axel Hotels with a drink of cava, champagne.
Lovely, of course. Yeah.
And after social at Boxer Cafe, and would be around 45, 50 people. Wow. So full leather. Nice, from Italy, from France, from Spain, from Madrid, Barcelona. So very, very nice.
It's brilliant.
And on Saturday, we fly to Madrid. We have the General Assembly from Leathermen Club of Spain this year. And after our social leather, we have every first weekend of month. And we stay in Madrid, and Monday I come back home to Marbella.
Yeah. So quite quite busy actually, and we are recording
Yes.
this on the Monday, the day after. So, Ralph, thank you once again for joining us. I think,
No.
yeah, absolutely. I think in this interview we'll definitely talk about the weekends that take place, including Barcelona, Montero. We can talk about the ones that I've attended as well. But even before all of this, for the listeners who don't know, Ralph was Mr. Leather Spain in 2017. Am I correct
Right.
there?
Right.
There you go. Perfect. I can see we're recording this call and you have your medallion. So you participated in IML 40, was
18.
it? But yeah,
Yes.
2018, the
40.
40 year.
40.
I'm trying to
Yep.
remember now because I'm in the
Yes.
process of preparing for the competition, so it's lots of pressure. But I know that's when you had the best opportunity to meet many people. As a mister, you do your traveling. So Ralph, that's why I really wanted to speak to you. I know your status with Leathermen Club of Spain and the work that you guys do. And I'm sure we can talk a lot about all of the different clubs and associations in Spain and all of the brotherhood clubs that take place as well, and all collaborating. So even before all of the clubs started and everything, maybe a little bit of question if you know much about the history of the Spanish leather and fetish community. Do you have any maybe knowledge or an idea of maybe how it started, some of the clubs?
Yes.
Okay, go on then.
Yes. Well, first of all, Spain, it's a country don't have a history of fetish and leather, a really old history. I think, well, Spain start on the uh, on the end of the 19th,
Okay.
first of 20s.
Hmm.
So it's just a small history,
Hmm.
and until the 20s, until 20
2010s
mm,
maybe.
2014 or 15,
Mm.
we don't have any club or association in Spain.
Wow.
So it's so many people with fetish or leather, but not with any association
Mm.
or clubs or any
Yeah,
group. You
absolutely.
know,
Almost a group of people to organize events,
right?
collaborate, create a brotherhood.
So the first club on Spain was a Leather Friend Spain.
Hmm.
His history is from 19 40 or 50
Wow.
until 98. I've done that on 99. He disappeared.
Okay.
No,
Gosh.
so I've been a member of this club, and with this club, the Friends of Spain, I go to Mr. Leather Spain. They
Hmm.
organize Mr. Leather Spain, and I go with his support to IML on 18. But the club disappeared after 18 or in the 19.
Hmm.
And at this moment, they start two different associations.
Hmm.
One is International Leather and Boot Spain,
Yeah.
ILBs,
Hmm.
and as uh, Spanish Spanish Fetish Community Association or something like that.
Okay.
I don't remember in Barcelona, right?
Yeah.
So they have this. The last one have the title of Mr. Fetish,
Hmm.
and ILBS have his ILBS International Leather and Boots Spain Mister,
Yep.
and uh, they start on 18, I think.
Hmm.
They start his first meeting
Mm-hmm.
and his first socials, small ones, and now actually ILBs in Seville is a very, very good and big event.
Yeah.
This is more or less the history of the association and clubs until here and in Spain.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we have a puppy play, association of puppy or
Mm-hmm.
fetish, but about leather and fetish, more or less, is these two ones
Mm-hmm.
joined Leathermen Club of Spain. They are the who make more events and social and more things for the community, you know.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
That is about the history of clubs or associations.
Yeah. For me, I find that very interesting actually, because a lot of the southern European countries, in particular, I looked online, I think a lot of Italian clubs maybe started in the 1990s. Naturally, in the south of France, clubs were appearing in the 2000s. So it does make sense, to your point, to hear that the Spanish club started maybe a little bit after, but almost around the same time, and have obviously followed into many clubs now.
Well, it's so many reasons, but high history reasons is, you know, we live until 1974. We live on a regime, a government, a strong and dictatorial government. So we have the democratic transition until 79. So LGBT rights don't exist.
Yeah.
And with the democracy and the different governments during about from 81, 82 until 19, they work for LGBT rights. So you can imagine that the gay sense can work on this time. So this the history can we give us so close, and we just can't go outside until 1819. So this is one of the reasons, because the fetish and leather community don't go out and don't have association before.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's difficult for LGBT people. It's more difficult for leather and fetish people.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
So now in Spain, we have, I think Spain is one of the countries who have most of the rights from the LGBT people, because I think we have all the rights for us.
Yeah.
So we go so fast on the last 20 years.
It's quite impressive, and it's not only how lovely and big and colourful the Pride events are in Spain, but if you do look at the progression of LGBTQ rights across Europe, Spain is up there with almost the best of the best, compared to even here in the UK, where we are now, compared to many other countries, so far behind. And to your point, Spain might not have as much history. There might in the past be an underground scene that we don't know about, or we shouldn't know about. Maybe there were motorcycle clubs in the 60s or 70s or 80s, the motorcycle clubs that almost maybe they had them, but now I think Spain has a really positive reputation of being a very liberal and welcoming country for LGBTQ.
Yes, that's right. When I see the other clubs in Germany or in Europe, and it's his 15th anniversary, so I say, 15 years! Oh my God!
It's almost like in Spain.
In Spain, it was impossible.
we've got a few more years to go in Spain, right?
Yeah, that's right.
It's wonderful, but it leads nicely into talk about where Spain is now in terms of leather and fetish. For me, you talked about the big associations that do manage a lot of the events. Maybe we can start with ILBS, because I know in January it was their eighth annual weekend that takes place in Sevilla. Gorgeous for
Yeah.
anybody who's never been, who's listening now. But with ILBS, they host events not only in Sevilla but all around Spain as well. Is that right?
Yes, yes. Well, Leathermen Club of Spain, he worked first one in Madrid,
Mm.
right? So in Madrid, never be a leather stand or a point to have a social with people from Madrid and from other part of Spain.
Hmm.
And Madrid is the capital of Spain, so we must do something there.
Yeah.
And we based in Madrid, and we tried to start working on 2018,
Hmm.
and we start working slowly. Start with socials. We have the pandemic, so
Yeah.
everything stopped. Just when we have 1 year, and everything is stopped, and we can meet, and we can do anything
Hmm.
until 22,
Sure.
because 21 with the pandemic and we with the COVID, we go slowly. So we must start again. And at this moment, we are so happy because we have every month our social leather. We last year we did a second-hand market for 2 days,
Yeah.
two weekends. We have our anniversary on May, and we have the election of Mr. Leather Spain from last year
Hmm.
on the future every on December. So we are really happy to give some more to the leather and fetish community.
And following on from that, Ralph, how normal is it for Leathermen or fetish people to just, walk down the street in their gear? They might be on their way to a social or to a party or in the airport. Do you think it's in general, because Madrid is, I can imagine, very similar to London, where everybody is already so busy going to work or seeing friends that they don't really, in London, they don't really care when they see a leather man. They may look, maybe give you two looks, but it's not a bad look or anything. They're just too busy or listening to music. Is that kind of the same in Madrid, would you say?
Yes, well, we have members. They go for work on leather, and or they go outside for a drink on leather, and in Madrid, well, Madrid is more cosmopolitan than other country,
Mm.
than other towns in Spain, but they go absolutely normally, and people just, I think it's the same in Europe. If you go full leather on the street, people turn and look at you, and but nothing more. I say just
Not negatively, yeah.
no negative. No. We don't have a. I don't have a bad experience, so I can know about friends or remember a bad experience just for go on full leather or leather. No, I don't. Is Spain is very tolerant
Yeah.
on this on this side. Doesn't matter how you go, full leather or dressed like a punk or floor
Yeah.
or hippie. It doesn't matter. Just you find people just turn his head and look you and nothing more.
Yeah.
It's normal.
Yeah, I think from our perspective, for me, when I think about it, if somebody turns their head or maybe laughs, just naturally laughs, for me, you just make a funny comment back, just almost play along with them, like everything's very, very normal, because for us, this is very normal, quite frankly.
But don't forget, I don't know this is same in England, but don't forget the people who live in small cities or at the forest or the small cities, and they want to, or they like the fetish or leather or rubber or any fetish, and they don't be in a big city, so they can find people to support and help him outside. So when they come to Madrid, they find a community, and they take like a family and go around the street. And a lot of these people come from a small city, say, this is incredible. So I can walk from the Gran Via in Madrid with other Leathermans, and I'm so happy to can be part of the city, of the community, and work normally. So I think it's important to forget these people that they can't dress or show his fetish normally, and they must come to a big city because they can find a community. So it's important to work on small events like socials. These people can find his place.
And in terms of in Madrid in particular, the social spaces or even the big parties, are they is it quite easy to organize a social in Madrid? Do you have easily accessible spaces? Are they just kind of small? Social in London, for example, it's quite easy to walk into a pub, into a gay bar, say to the organizers, "Can we just have a few tables?" And they say, yeah, absolutely, go for it.
Okay, we start that you say, just going to a bar and say, we can organize here a leather social. Yes, of course, we have two rooms. You can't use one and the other one for people, for the normal people, clients of the bar. Yeah. Okay, fine. But that is just for the beginning, because we like to find a properly bar. And you can believe it, but Madrid don't have any leather bar. So they closed it about 5 or 10 years, and we don't have any leather or fetish bar. You have cruising bars, you have gay bars, but any specific leather or fetish bar. So we find a very nice club, two floors, sorry. At the first floor, you have the bar and a nice place for talk, a sitting place. You can talk, smoke. And on the underground, you have another bar with a sling, with like just you can play there, but it's separate. So that will be perfect, no?
Yeah.
And really in the socials, the people don't use the underground, so
no.
they don't you know?
Yeah, do you know it's quite similar in London, and we don't have as many leather and fetish bars as we used to do, because the costs are so expensive for whoever owns the venue. So now we just rent out spaces very similar to how you're describing it. We pay a monthly amount, there's a social area, and then maybe after a few drinks or a few hours in, maybe you go in with a friend, and you can use the areas if you want to, but you don't feel pressured to use any of them. And I think for us, we take inspiration for the bars in Berlin where these cruise spaces are very, very normal. You can either socialize, and then the second or minute after, you can go away if you want to, or get lucky. So yeah, like in Madrid, we have maybe one or two fetish venues zones, which is very great. We're very grateful, but most of the time, most people just want to socialize on a weekend, because you have the apps. You know, you can have
Yes,
fun at
that's right.
home, whatever. I think things have changed, especially after COVID, and it sounds the same with Madrid and Spain in general.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you have a lot of bars for cruising, but any specific for social and meet people and know new people. And that's right. The PPs
Mm.
now
Yeah.
it's a problem for to make people in contact face to face. No,
Hmm. Hmm.
and that's what we do
Yeah.
with every first Saturday each month. We do it just that. It's just put the people in contact face to face and say hello.
Yeah.
And we have a happy hours from 6 to 8
Yeah.
and a hard price and a normal price from 8 to 10. So we try to make easy for everybody to come.
Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely. Yeah, and it was really interesting. You described a few minutes ago, Ralph, about people coming into the city from these small towns. Places like London and Manchester here in the UK are very, very similar. The people who live in these very rural areas, they only have the apps to go on, and maybe somebody closest to them is 10 or 15 miles away, you know. So it can be
That's
quite
it.
difficult. But for me, I started my journey in a small town on the outskirts of London. You go into a few socials, maybe over 2 or 3 months, and you realize that, okay, I need to move into London realistically. So
Yeah.
we have so many stories in London about that as well. So yeah, it's very similar, I think.
Yes, but I think it's important one thing from the side of the association.
Hmm.
We don't organize meetings or events for cruising for for
Hmm.
sex.
Hmm.
We organize socials for these people who want to know similar peoples and make friends and don't be alone.
Yeah.
Because if you have only an app, it's okay for sex or it's okay to know one people in a bar, but uh, the philosophy of community, the philosophy of family,
Mm.
when you arrive and you have 25 peoples this like you with the same feel with the same fetish, uh, that's it's we can do it that the
Mm.
APP don't can do it this type of meet all the people with the same fetish. So it's a big difference between the app or our club.
Yeah.
We don't do it social for sex or a party for sex.
I personally agree with that at all. It's how the clubs started decades ago because you share a similar interest for leather and you want to get to know people. Now it's all different types of fetishes with all of the clubs. I think naturally, just because of the community that we're in, there will always be the connection between BDSM, kink, and the play. But we now realize that you can balance both, and most people just want to get to know like-minded people to talk about similar things. To be honest, it's
Yes.
fantastic. So it sounds like in Spain, in particular, Leathermen Club of Spain in Madrid, and the members do really share that that passion for brotherhood, and to your point, creating that little family sense,
Yeah.
which is still so important.
Yes. Yes, it's important. It's
Fantastic.
important to start with a fetish culture, with a leather culture. So the people talk and they change experience, and that I think this is to create a community and history. And it's a small history of the leather of fetish community in Spain.
Yeah, perfect. And do you, in terms of almost thinking about the future, Ralph, do you see any opportunities for Spain, maybe as a club, or are there any areas of Spain as well that don't maybe have a fetish or do have a fetish scene possibly, but there aren't any events that are taking place at the moment? Yeah, what else is going on in Spain as well? I don't know.
Well, we can have two different. For me,
Mm,
it's two different types of event or is a commercial event and not commercial event. So
yeah.
and at non commercial events, we have our activity of Leathermen Club of Spain, ILBS. They organize some different um, social or meeting in different small towns around Spain, like Coruña or Alicante
Mm,
or Torremolinos, and they do it really good on this event in the small cities around Spain.
mm,
And the future, well, we were later than the rest of Europe, so we can have all the future for us.
yeah.
I think we just start,
Hmm.
you know.
Hmm.
So mm, it is true that we have a Mr. Leather Spain, we have a Mr. Leather IRBs, we have a Mr. Fetish Spain, Mr. Puppy Spain, Mr. Rural Spain,
Hmm.
but that doesn't mean that Spain is at the same level of the rest of Europe.
Hmm.
Really, the history of the fetish community is so short,
Hmm.
and we have a long future, a really long future. Um, um, the community LGBTQ, I think they start
Mm,
to discover what is the fetish scene,
yeah.
because it's important that our LGBTQ community was the first one that they know and they
Hmm.
support the leather culture or fetish culture, and we are part of this LGBTQ
Yeah.
community.
Hmm.
No, so we must show to the LGBTQ. They say, "Hey, we are here."
Yeah, yeah. We're
So
yeah, we're just very normal people, but we just have a passion for this material or these activities that go on in the bedroom, really. And I think that's what makes each sub, as we say in English, sub community. You have your umbrella
yes,
community, so
yeah,
LGBTQ, and then you have the sub
the
communities.
sub community, yeah.
And that's there should be equality for all. Is this a problem in Spain at all, or?
No, it's just that they don't know really
Hmm,
our sub community. So
yeah,
we must try to be more visibility
yeah,
on is that's crazy, but
mm,
we all are into the LGBT community, but the LGBT community don't know it's a subculture of leather or bears
yeah,
or rubber, and the members of LGBT the members of LGBT, they look at leather people or rubber people like, why you dress like that, or they don't know really.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
we have a lot of work to do into the LGBT community,
Yeah.
and of course, with the visibility into the LGBT community and outside the LGBT community, no? But I think it's important to work on the visibility into the LGBT community. Last Saturday, we two bears. They start with an association. Come to our social. They are not leather, and they only want to know what's the leather community.
Yeah.
And they say that's incredible because you are a family. You are great. Can you please come to one day, one Sunday, and have a conference or
Yeah, of
colloquium
course.
or something like that with
Yeah.
bears, that the bear community know what is leather community. And I say, I'm sure you have a lot of bears. They are leather, and they don't know they exist a leather community, and we have open to everybody.
It sounds like this is something in Spain that could possibly be looked at even more. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Perfect.
Yes.
But almost going back to your first point about the general LGBTQ community needing to be curious, needing to accept us because we are who we are. I know we wear black all of the time, but we make this community very colorful, actually. um, yeah, so and from our side, we say in England or just in English, we say almost look after your inner family first, prioritize that first before speaking out to the masses. That there's that point of visibility that you said, or you can also be visible internally in the LGBT community, as well as if you're at Pride events and everybody's there. So yeah, that's a really good message, I think, actually. Perfect.
Yes, we work on this way. We work from the beginning with a foundation. It's called 27th of December. This foundation, they work for the old people, LGBT,
Okay.
old people. So they have, they work like they do it a point to a meeting point for the old people during the day. They come and they have some people who take care of them, and they have a lunch all together. They play Naples, or they play domino or uh, different types. So then they spend his time on this during the day on this place on with this foundation. And they have the first residence LGBT for all people. And we work together. We give visibility to the foundation,
Oh,
and
wow.
they make visibility to us. So we have we go together to organize or a nice lunch with the old people. They explain his experience on the life, and we talk with our new experience. And this is really interesting because is very how you say, it's not happy when when you arrive at the end of your days, and you need to be in a residence for all people, And if you are gay, you must come into the. You can't be yourself because the other people have your same age, but not your same mentality. So you can change. It's better to be an LGBT resident and continue to be yourself. And we work with this foundation close together. Last January, in Spain, the 6th of January is the day we come the Machikins. It's a traditional to have like a roscon is a sweet, and you have a chocolate, and Mr. Leather Spain come and we organize a roscon, a tea or a chocolate with these people, and but on leather, and yes, we go always on leather. So they know what's the leather community, and we know what's the old people. So we work so close together.
That's it's a very humbling story, actually. And I know different other clubs around Europe who do similar things with other LGBTQ communities in their city or in their regional area. And it's, to your point, an opportunity to be visible to another sub-community.
I think all the clubs do it some charity or some things. But from the beginning, Leathermen Club of Spain, his philosophy is not only to open people to come into the leather or fetish scene or community. From the beginning, we tried to make some social and work together with foundation like this of the 27th of December. And we work so close to with a foundation who have 35 years old from mental, how you say, mental...
almost mental health or mental disability?
Mental health. Mental health. So we work with him because we know we have a lot of people that they need some help. So it's everything is anonymous. So they can't. It's just give the contact to this foundation, and they have a very, very special price for our community and for our club. For psychiatrists or therapy or something like that, they have a very, very special price because a therapy is really expensive. So we know that we try to make easy to everybody. And the philosophy of the Leathermen Club of Spain is not only the leather socials party, misters. No, we work for the problems of the people, just leather or not leather. If you have a friend who have a problem of mental health, we can help and support with this type of foundation. No, so at the beginning we have we work with the two problems we have. We have a problem of mental health, and we have the problem with the old people.
Yeah,
I think it was the two really, really, really big problems. You have the homophobic problems, VIH, AIDS problem, but in Spain you have medical and that is not a problem, and gratuite for the state, and homophobic rest is a problem. But I know more people and friends who have problems with his brain and his mental problems, about drugs, about family, about a lot of things. So we work not only on socials, not only this is the part that the people don't know, don't look, don't say.
Absolutely. For me, I feel bad because I didn't know any of this about Leathermen Club of Spain. And to your point, I know that each club works, every single year with a charity, usually to organize initiatives, and that this is almost something where you're really analyzing what are the priorities, and what can this community do to help out another community who is in more need, basically.
Yeah.
Perfect. Ralph, from your perspective, are there any other kind of final, last wise words that you'd like to say to the listeners?
Well, I think I say everything all before, but this Spain is not as special. I think the same things we have in Spain, we have in the other countries in Europe. Don't forget the small country, the small city. Don't forget the old people. Don't forget we have a lot of problems more than the homophobic and the visibility. Visibility and homophobic problem really is a problem, but please don't forget the people who can't come to the events because they live outside the big city. Don't forget the old peoples. Now we can talk because people before we try to support and to make a strong the LGBTQ rights, and they work for on the way that we can work, we can dress like that, we can go outside. So we give all the support to the old people who work years ago for our rights. And when you dress leather, when you go outside, please be an example of really Leathermen and leather and be part of the community. The term community and family is depend of every one of us. So if I call you brother, is because I feel that you are my brother, and I don't do nothing wrong to my brother of blood. So I don't go to do nothing wrong to my family leather or my family fetish. So you must be an example when you go outside, and you must be respect with all the people. Doesn't matter if it's not a right leather. Doesn't matter if it's not a right rubber. If we try to yes, that's right.
It's all
and
about
respect. Respect.
Perfect.
Doesn't matter if you are from one club, from another club. Just try to build a really strong community and family.
Love it. There you go. Perfect ending, I think, Ralph. Ralph, thank you so much from the dearest and bottom of my heart. I'm sure the listeners would also massively appreciate it. Thank you for your time, and enjoy that rest after the busy weekend that you've had.
Thank you for this opportunity, and it really was a pleasure to talk with you. Thank you, Tom.